Today is Sunday. On Sundays, I like to talk on my YouTube channel whilst relaxing in a relaxed manner. Relaxing, not worrying. It's still a weekend. Today I'm going to talk about a few different topics. I'm going to mainly talk about what I did over the past week. It was pretty chilly here over the weekend. Quite surprising because on Thursday it was close to 90 degrees. What is that in Celsius? I think it's about 35? No, I think 30. I think that's 30 Celsius. It was really warm and now it feels like the winter. Wearing long sleeves. Earlier this week, I spoke about how I started taking cold showers and what that was like. I must say that I love it. And I've also posted on Facebook 12 benefits there is to be had from taking a cold shower. And it is amazing. It just is amazing. I think it's worth noting that I haven't just felt more confident as a result of taking cold showers. I've also been able to withstand pressure, which is really cool. I'm just wondering if any of you guys or girls try the cold shower method. I spoke to some people and they said, no way, that's not for me. And I'm cool with that, and I respect whatever people want to do. But for me, it's working. For me, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's really amazing. What else am I going to talk about today? Today I was reminiscing a time when I was in the closet and I was having to put on a face and an act of being a man. And I was reminiscing how I was all holy and spiritual. And I would study as much as 18 hours a day. And study Torah as much as 18 hours a day. And I actually spoke about this in my YouTube video in Hebrew yesterday. So I'm sort of recapping the week's discussions here on YouTube. And I was reminiscing when I was studying 18 hours a day, I was fervent in my prayer. And I sort of found it to be fascinating how, people who are zealots and they want LGBT people to be buried, they effectively are of the mindset that their daughter or their son could end up marrying an LGBT person because they believe in con therapy and they encourage people to go for con therapy. And so therefore I was reminiscing this fact, and I realized that, actually zealousy is the peak of autopilot. Acting in autopilot. Thinking you're amazing and egoistic with your amazingness and acting autopilot. I was also thinking, I was thinking, why is this door open? You must wonder. You know why it's open? Because I'm wearing my ecclesiastical garb, a rabbi garb. And a rabbi has to make sure that his door, her door, as a rabbi, her or his door is always open. It's very important. What is the function of a rabbi when having to deal with somebody who says that they are LGBT? What is the function of a rabbi when he takes into consideration facts on the ground from a collected perspective, from a well calculated, thought out perspective? What is his function? Does he shut the door? Or does he leave that door open? What does he do? What does she do? Does she close the door? Or leave the door open? Or maybe just open ajar, ever so slightly? In my lifetime, I've seen rabbis who are of the belief system that one has to act on autopilot. One has to shut that door Do they realize that they could risk their child end up marrying somebody who's LGBT? Do they realize that they could risk their child ending up being LGBT, which could effectively cause suicide or even death or medical conditions? Yeah. When I was in the closet, I was struggling with a medical condition, which I mostly kept quiet about. Does a rabbi or somebody of the ecclesiastical realm take that into consideration? Of course they do. Rabbis who aren't zealots, and I've met many of those rabbis in my lifetime, thank God. I've met many rabbis who aren't zealots. They acted from a thought-out, calculated position. But rabbis who are zealots, they weren't calculated. They were cunning, maybe. I've met rabbis who were cunning. I've met rabbis who were experts at the gaslighting technique. I spoke about my gaslighting technique in Hebrew on Friday, and I will put out another YouTube video about the gaslighting technique. And I put out a very, very good perspective on it. It's not just, I am a victim. No, none of that. I give a new perspective on gaslighting. I'll put out another video in English in a couple of days, but if you understand Hebrew, check me out on Friday's video. But what is the rabbi's position? Closed door or open door? I also want to talk about other things I did over the week and over Shabbat. You know, I was thinking that it's really worth noting that people, and this is in continuance of last message on this video, it's really important to worth noting. It's worth noting that when people are zealous, when people are full of zealousy and they act from autopilot and effectively their children are affected, etc., you really have to believe in the concept of reincarnation for that very reason. Because it's meant to be. It's just meant to be. It's like reincarnation. It is reincarnation. Those children put themselves here. Those rabbis put themselves here. They create their own karma. They created a situation whereby the children have to end up marrying LGBT, possibly marrying LGBT persons who had gone through con therapy, which conned them, and their children pay a price, and it's just karma. Right, what else did I do this weekend? Actually, what else did I do over the week? What other thoughts did I have over the past week? Over the past week, I was thinking a lot about, I want to be positive. I'm a positive person. It's my goal to have a positive YouTube channel. My goal is to be a positive person, to think positively, and not allow negativity to affect me. But it doesn't always work like that. It just doesn't. It's not perfect. And especially when you're on this spiritual journey, you have at times where the brain is just trying to get rid of junk. So it takes you backwards. And you're like, oh my goodness, what did I just do for the past 2 months? I've wasted my time. Gosh. 2 months. It's almost actually 3 months. What have I done? And I felt like that a bit on Friday, a bit on Saturday and Shabbos. I feel like I've just wasted my time. Wasted my time. I was thinking about, this from a broader perspective. Everything in life is like that. Everything in life works with cleaning up, and then you enjoy the products of your labor. Think about Passover, the beauty of Passover, the cleaning up, and the beauty of the cleanliness thereafter. Think about cleaning up. You got to clean up first. That's how I was thinking. You really have to clean up, and you have to bear in mind that yes, you will go back to negativity. And even when I thought about the concept of jealousy and how rabbis effectively choose to allow their children to end up with a LGBT person as a spouse, or make the LGBT child end up in a dangerous situation. And I thought to myself, Jessica, why are you being negative? Why are you being bitter about them? Just think positively and full of heart for everybody. And I found the answer to that a minute ago. But there's also a point worth noting, and that is karma. People are in this life to pay up debts. You could believe karma is not true, and you could go and enjoy the heavy burden of this life, which is so heavy and burdensome and full of problems. Or you could go and see life from another perspective. Yeah, it's raining, so what? Abundance of water. You could go and see life from another angle, from another perspective. From a perspective of abundance. From a perspective of youth. Young, feel young. Don't worry about the bitterness of life. Don't worry about all those things. If you have to pay a bill, pay the bill with a smile. It's one of the things you have to do. What are those things you gotta do? You gotta pay a bill. Pay the bill with a smile. From a fresh, young, totally in it perspective. Not, what about it? No. Fresh, youth, another perspective. So, well, what do you think of that? That's my video today. What do you think about this new style of me making videos like this? With different scenery, with different looks. What do you think about it? Please leave in the comment section down below. And please let me know what you think of my message today. Does it resonate with you? Do you really like the idea of being positive and just being honest and being truthful about the fact that sometimes, even though we're on a path of honesty, of spirituality, we do have some difficult days because that's part of the journey? And what do you think about what happens with rabbis and people of ecclesiastical stature who are confronted with these realities about, how to deal with people in their synagogues, members who are struggling with various different realities, etc. And do you also understand the concept and believe in the concept of not closing doors? What's your thoughts? If you like this video, why not press that like button? It's really easy. And if you really liked it, why not feel free to share it with your friends, your families, your peers, your acquaintances on social media, on Reddit, on Instagram, wherever. Wherever you want, feel free to share away. I give my full permission. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, why not press that subscribe button? That's quite a mouthful. Subscribe button right there on your right. And a little bell for notifications as well. Feel free. Feel free to leave a comment. And I'm wishing you lots and lots of love today. And lots and lots and lots of high frequency and high vibes. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.